Anyway, please welcome to the stage of Justice Southbury, if not to the rallies of Justice Southbury, Eileen Diehl.
Making Justice Southbury what Justice Southbury is, for being here, and especially today, focusing on women's history.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Probably not. Sorry, my note is not as true. So I want to begin by acknowledging that it wasn't really very easy to choose a topic for today's talk. As much as I think it's super important to be celebrating Women's History Month, and with what's happening in the nation, all these different challenges, I'm not sure if I wanted to even do that. With the current war, changes surrounding and reshaping conversation about women's rights, autonomy, and choice is profound. At the same time, many in our community are grappling with broader concerns about the direction of our country, voting rights and access to health care, equity in education, part of the national dialogue. So for many of us, women and all, it's a time that feels uncertain, even heavy. But yet history reminds us that progress really has never been a straight line. And women have always faced obstacles. And time and again, those challenges, resilience, courage, and determination help us do more. So that's why I do feel that Women's History Month does matter. And I'm not sure if I'm answering the question, but for me, and that's where I think also as an educator, but when we're looking back, it's about grounding ourselves in the strength of those who came before us, and so we can move forward with purpose. So one area that is a forward momentum for me is especially in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. For generations, women have been told in these fields that it wasn't really for them. And yet women persisted and innovated and led. And I see the engineering work environment has evolved even in the last 40 years or so. My 2 adult children have expressed what their work environment is like, and I feel is an improvement to 40 years ago when my sister was an engineer and the work environment then was more challenging. My children don't feel that it's a perfect situation, but there definitely is a better than it was, which is the highlight in my mind, that we are making progress and moving forward. I am also proud to share a little bit of my own journey in the sense that I recently went back to school to earn my master's. And just this past week, I was told I'm a tenured teacher, which is a very interesting thing, being 60 years old and earning your tenure. But that's what it is. So when I was going back to school, it wasn't really an easy thing. There was a tremendous amount of classwork, coursework, meeting lots of new people, and most of my classes, if not all of my classes, were remote. So that was a whole other challenge in itself. Now I have the privilege of stepping into what I feel is a dream position as a STEM teacher. Every day I get to encourage students, girls and boys, and to seeing themselves as problem solvers. But it's when I say it's especially for young women, but it's also for the little boys that as I'm walking through the hallway this past week and we had posters up about all the women, there were a few little boys who were saying, well, where are the men? Where's George Washington and Abraham Lincoln? So I took the time to say, well, in February, we were celebrating those 2 men, and right now we're celebrating some women, just so that we're all learning about different important people. So I want the girls and also the boys to realize that any one of them can be the STEM person in the future, and that could be them. And the belief in building confidence, leadership, and opportunity brings me to an organization that shaped much of my life and my own children's lives, as Girl Scouts of the USA. And founded by Juliet Gordon-Low, the Girl Scouts were built on a very simple idea, that girls, when given the opportunity, can grow strong, capable, and compassionate leaders. Juliet Low, known as Stacey, started her first troop in 1912 with a vision of empowering girls through experience, community, and service. And later in the century, the vision continues to change lives. Many children benefit from Scouts and through Girl Scouts. Not only do they learn skills and experience the world, they get to travel, meeting other people from different cultures, expanding their own personal perspectives, and gaining confidence that only comes from stepping outside their comfort zones. So as I learned about Scouting, I grew as an individual, becoming from a troop leader to community chair, which I served for many years. And in those roles, I remembered firsthand the power of mentorship, whether it's women helping women in Girl Scouts, but also in the school district, teachers helping teachers. The mentorship of community and giving space to lead. When I was Scouting, I saw many girls find their voices. Young women take on challenges that they once thought impossible. Whether it was a robotics team going to a world competition, not realizing that they too were part of the competition. That's the legacy of Juliet Lowe and the power of investing in girls. So today, as we reflect on Women's History Month, I encourage all of us to think about how we can continue that legacy, whether it's supporting Girl Scouts, encouraging women to pursue STEM, or simply lifting each other on our daily lives, which is what I feel Justice Southbury is all about. Really helps me find positivity when it's not always supposed to be that. There are challenges today, and there's also strengths. And we are incredibly fortunate in Southbury to have Justice Southbury helping us through this challenging time. And when history is on our side, when we look back and see how far women have come from fighting the right to vote, meeting in classrooms and boardrooms, shaping the future for every field of action. Progress didn't happen by accident. It happened because women and those who support them chose to stand up and speak out. That's why even now I feel hopeful. It's not always easy to feel hopeful, but because all of you and people who come together like we do here in Justice Southbury, that all of us gathering are part of the community story and the continued story. We hope that the future is not just in what we say and what we do, but how we support each other and how we inspire our next generation. Women have always risen to meet the moment, and together we will continue to rise.
Yeah.
Thank you.